Hey, you. Welcome back to the channel that talks mostly about cryptocurrency, passive income streams, and TV and cinema sometimes. And guys, today is one of those episodes where we're going to go back somewhat to some of our roots, where we do talk about upcoming movies, cinema, and TV. And we do promise to bring you more videos on cryptocurrency and passive income. So stay tuned to the channel. We will have some upcoming videos on that. But right now, excited to talk about the trailer we got for Glass. Many of you, like myself, had been waiting for what we're calling Unbreakable 2. Unbreakable was a movie produced by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. And it talks about superheroes in the M. Night Shyamalan world. Now, I'm not going to spoil that film for you. I know some of you haven't seen it, and it is a great movie. It's an awesome movie. I think one of M. Night Shyamalan's finest movies that he ever produced. And I've always liked M. Night Shyamalan. I think the only issue was when M. Night Shyamalan ventured outside of producing his own movies and, writing his own films. He works better in his unique style of writing his mysterious movies with these interesting twists at the end. And as long as he sticks to that, I think he does a great job. Even when he did After Earth, starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith, which some people thought was a fail. If you really look at that movie, there's a lot of good things about that movie. I think Will Smith maybe has done one creature feature film too much now. And Jaden wasn't a seasoned actor. That was probably one of his, first, major solo starring films where he was, it was pretty much, really the film was pretty much his film. Wasn't, and he had to pretty much pull that entire film. And so, with his age, but the writing of the film and all things being considered, the idea of the film and what was going on, I thought that was very interesting, and the lessons in the film and just how it was done. But getting back here to Glass, the title was speaking about a character from Unbreakable, portrayed by Samuel Jackson by the name of Mr. Glass. And he has the title of Glass as the film. He was one of the most interesting characters, very high intellect. And this is pretty much Mr. Glass's ability. He's super smart. He's kind of reminds me a bit of Lex Luthor. But what's so great about Mr. Glass is that Mr. Glass is part of the more sophisticated world of villains that are created in superhero worlds. They aren't just driven by doing purely evil acts, that they're very complicated, and in their eyes they're doing the right thing, and what they're doing is not only justified but the right thing to do. So they're not bad guys in their mindsets, and they give very interesting and compelling of reasons why. And if you see Unbreakable, you'll get a great idea. And I wish I could go into Unbreakable, but for you guys who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. And you guys who have watched Unbreakable, you pretty much know what I'm talking about and what methods Mr. Glass used. But what's so awesome also about the direction that this M. Night Shyamalan film is going is that we get to learn that the character portrayed by McAvoy here, who also plays Charles Xavier in the X-Men films. He starred in a M. Night Shyamalan film called Split, where there's a shared universe between M. Night Shyamalan films. So I don't know if all of them take place in the same universe, but there obviously are some, and I thought that was a great idea for him to do that, to have all of these a lot of these films a part of the same universe. I think that makes it so much more interesting when you go, hey, he belongs over here, and so he's operating. Kind of feels Black Mirror-ish. And, M. Night Shyamalan's storytelling to a great degree feels that way. And I think that's why I like his film so much. I've always enjoyed his film, from The Village, from was it The Lake? And so, very much enjoyed those films. And of course, we know Bruce Willis from The Sixth Sense. He's back as another character, in the films. But the trailer to this is probably one of the best movie trailers I've seen in decades, guys. And this movie trailer was awesome. It does everything right in a movie trailer, and it's very exciting how they put it together. I was just excited watching it. Of course, we got the scene with the psychologist who's using terms like people who think they are superheroes. She has formed this unique area in psychology that deals specifically with these type of people that believe they are superheroes. And that's kind of interesting as well, because I think it's in Seattle. I've watched these YouTube videos where it's people who actually run around and they act like real life superheroes. They try to make citizens arrests and they fight crime vigilante style. They do these things and they risk their lives. And some of them seem to be in pretty good physical shape, I guess, where they can possibly deal with bad situations. But it's just kind of strange when you think about the psychology of these people. I wonder if they were examined psychologically, what some of those findings would be. And I think that would be interesting. But the psychologist makes terms like you think you're superheroes. So M. Night Shyamalan, his films have always had these unique twists. And, but I just hope that this doesn't end up going in the direction where they, I can see it kind of leading to a certain conclusion they want to draw. But even if we go back to some of his other films, specifically talking about Unbreakable, we remember it was a kind of, there was this type of end that was left open, I think, to our interpretation where we wanted to go with that, and so I think this is gonna be a great film. The first one was great. This, I think, is gonna even be better. And I'm definitely looking forward to watching this film. Guys, if you watched Unbreakable, comment in my comment section. Let me know if you like the film and if you think this is going to be a great film like I do. I was excited to see the trailer. Well executed. For the first time, I was happy to see a movie trailer that does so much right and doesn't just show the whole film in a couple of scenes. And M. Night Shyamalan film, they're just packed with surprises and great writing and things like that. As we've seen through the ages with his films. And another thing I think is good with his films, or with his approach to writing his films, because he has a specific style of movies that he's best at. When he got really popular in the early 2000s and such, and various things like that, he was just popping out these films one after one after one, because he was bankable. He was bankable to the movie production companies, and they wanted him to keep making the money. So he had to keep, and these films that he does are like masterpieces. And instead of one coming out every year or every other year, his films work better, I think, if they come out every 5 years, every 10 years. Just do one awesome film every 5 to 10 years. And I think that works better, because I think what started to happen with a lot of his films, was they all had this kind of feel to them. And then, you know, he's like, okay, I'm watching this M. Night Shyamalan film, and it just, we need some time to really appreciate Mr. M. Night Shyamalan's work, what he's doing, and I would prefer he spend a lot of time working on a film like the gap between Unbreakable and Glass coming up. I would prefer he spend a good deal of time thinking about this and writing a great film we can all really enjoy. Without just oversaturating us with his type of films, which is a specific type of area film, and looks like going to be a specific area of comic book storytelling, and with just being oversaturated with Marvel and DC films with tons and tons of CGI. These films are 90% CGI now, and not a lot of gut plot and storytelling and investment in characters, because you're seeing characters for 2 seconds on the screen moving on. It's good to kind of have this superhero film that is mostly about character development and psychology behind a superhero. And so I think M. Night Shyamalan's opening up a unique area, a specific area that deals with a lot of stuff I want to see in a superhero film. Now, especially at my age group right now, where I've kind of got away from the one to just see cool video game graphics on the screen. So I think this will work very well for me. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this trailer, this upcoming film. Guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. And until next time, take care.